Ain't no way. Oh my God. Hey, before we hop into this episode, I just want to let you know that I messed up the audio. So, as you can hear right now, I'm talking into the mic. Funny story. I didn't plug the cord all the way in, so it was recording off of my laptop audio. So I'm either going to use the laptop audio or the audio from my camera. Haven't decided yet. But hey, at least I'm holding a mic so you can pretend like it sounds like this. Let's hop straight into the episode. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Go Hawks. Woo! In today's episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about the grind culture, and more importantly, a hobby, and how sometimes doing it for money or your job, air quotes, is not the best move. All of that and more right after the intro. Let's get straight to it. Woo! Okay, we're back. Let's hop straight into it. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith. This is episode 164 of the Positivity Hour podcast, where we talk about positive things, talk about the world, inspiration, motivation. You know, this is the personal podcast of the Positivity God, after all. So let's just hop straight into it. Welcome. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. We being me, myself, and I, and all of the other people who get to utilize this community for, you know, thoughts and wisdoms and and outside, just, you know, things, we'll say. That being said, it's time to hop into our newly animated sections, the first of which is Time Capsule.
Time Capsule.
Now that has played, I'm keeping that in because, like I was about to say, anything you say can and will be used in the final edit, so I don't make a lot of cuts. But because of those little animations, there'll be a few cuts. But like I said, I'm keeping that little mistake in because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of podcasting, we'll say. So Time Capsule, I got 4 things I wanted to throw in the Time Capsule today. Today is February 16th, 2025. I am officially 0-7 for not recording these on Sunday. And I think I'm going to keep recording these on Sunday. I'll only pre-record it when I actually have something to do and outside of this podcast, because when it's just this, it's pretty manageable. But the goal is to have stuff to do on Sunday, so look out for that. The first thing I wanted to say is pertaining to my business, Darshaun Smith Productions, which, paid for these lights, cameras, and mics and computers and such and all that. I got my first review on Google and Yelp this last week. I also am trying to get some reviews on Facebook and the Better Business Bureau. I'm still in the process of trying to set all that up. But as I said to the networking group that I'm also no longer in, which we'll talk about that in next week's episode. The power of saying no. Let me write that down real quick. But I'm working on getting all my reviews in. Let me just write this down real quick. The power of no. That is very key. Write down your thoughts, y'all. But I'm working on getting reviews because, as I said in the networking group meeting that I'm no longer in, 2025 is the year of the review. If you want to do good business or just have good character or be on good standing with people out here in the real world, and not what Andrew Tate's running, but like the actual real world that you could go outside and see people, you got to have a reputation, essentially. And you have to treat people how you want to be treated. And because of that, maybe some of those people will feel motivated enough to actually, give you some insight on what you could do better, or how they liked your process, and would they recommend that to other people? Because that's how you run a business, essentially. You put time or money in at the top here, and that goes into the business, which gets you your first clients, or what have you're trying to do, whether it's a product or service. You then sell that and get money for that. And most people, including my business, objectively speaking, that's where the funnel ends. And then those people leave, making you have to go back to the top and put more money in or more time and effort, rather than having a more cyclical cycle to where after you pay the people, or you get paid from the people, they leave a review and recommend you to someone else for free, and then, or a small price like a free t-shirt or a discount on the next product or service you offer, something like that, which is less than the initial investment, and that continues the circle, and that's how you know you got a good business. So 2025 is the year of the review, and I got my first 2 reviews, although from family members, I must say, but my first 2 reviews for my business. So we up. That's what happened this week. Second thing that happened this week that I'll throw in the time capsule: Cedar Rapids is getting a casino. Okay, I'll put a screenshot up here on some articles. And yeah, I mean, I don't really gamble. I don't really care. I don't really go outside much. But hey, from a business perspective, this may be beneficial because maybe some new people that are coming into town will need some photos, or they'll get married or something. I don't know. It's just another opportunity to have more people in town with more money, things of that nature. It could be very beneficial. Not even just for that, but now people maybe will stop complaining because there's nothing to do in my city, which there is nothing to do in my city unless you want to get drunk, which I don't know. We'll talk about that in another episode. I won't write that one down yet because I'm not going to forget that one. The third thing I want to talk about, number 3, is Drake, what I should say, Party Next Door and Drake dropped a new album. Some sexy songs for you. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm not sure if you've listened to it yet, but it's going number 1.
Niggas want me to talk about shit, I'm vegan now. Drizzy, you amazing, you the inspiration. You set the bar for the next generation. I
think the best album of the decade. I'm a Drake fan, if you didn't know, so that's just me and my personal take. Kendrick's cool, but as I was explaining to my roommate last night, when you are at a birthday party, what kind of music do you want to put on? You're not putting on Kendrick. When your kid is born, what kind of music are you going to put on? Not some Kendrick. You're going to put on God's Plan, something like that, some Drake, okay? So yeah, Kendrick won that battle. Don't get it twisted. He whooped Drake, but Drake won the war. Just think about that. We're longevity chasing over here. You can have your shine today, but we trying to be lit 20 years from now. So all that being said, the last thing I wanted to put in here, I'm not even going to put this actual video in here. I'm just going to show y'all real quick. On my phone is my roommate and I were literally just like having a conversation right before I started recording this episode in my kitchen right here. And we look out our window and there's a freaking car all like tattered up, like it just got into an accident, super beat up. I'll just show you this picture right here. This is crazy. I'm not trying to like leak the whole addy or where I'm at, but like, yeah, this is crazy. That was insane. And that's what I want to put in the time capsule. So with all that being said, let's close that out. We're 8 minutes in, and let's head over to the main topic.
Time for the main topic.
All right, now that we're into the main topic, how did you like the first 2 little animations thus far? They're going to develop and change over the time of this year, or over the duration of this year. I think that's a better way of saying it. But yeah, I told myself I'd give myself 2 weeks, and then I did it in 2 days, okay? Under promise, over deliver. That's a good rule to live by. But looking at my notes here, the first thing I want to talk about is the grind. Simply put, what is the grind? I want to give you an actual definition of this because I'm obviously going to give you my own definition. So as I Google what is the grind, also supposedly there's a lot of restaurants named The Grind. That's weird. Okay, so obviously the literal definition of the grind is like when you're, as it's saying here, like reducing something into smaller particles or powder by crushing it. So think like turning wheat into flour, okay? But what I'm talking about here is a more colloquial type thing, the noun rather than the verb. Hard, dull work. Relief from the daily grind is the sentence that Google is using here. I'll screenshot that as well and put that in there for those who are watching the video. We appreciate you for listening too. Give me an honest rating. If this is a 1 star, let me know. That being said, the grind is the grind. When you're putting in that work day in and day out, not getting results, doesn't matter what it is, you're working. The grind, that's true. We all do it to some degree because doing nothing is a grind. because then you got to battle the cognitive dissonance because you know you should be doing something. But we'll talk about that in another episode as well. Which leads me to my next topic for the main topic. The subtopic here is a hobby. When we're grinding the day job or what we think is our career, we often have a hobby, something we do on the side for fun or to hang out with friends or family, things of that nature. Sadly, though, the grind, the main grind, your day job or your air quotes career, for those who can't see me doing all this on the video, doesn't always pay a lot. And we're living in unprecedented inflation in this 21st century, this modern millennium we're living in, the 2020s, as some would say. And a lot of people are now trying to make money off their hobby, i.e. this. I was telling my roommate as well, I don't ever really plan to monetize this podcast directly because I don't want to be a contributing statistic to why 20% of podcasts these days are ads. That being said, obviously, you need to make money. People who say money's not everything are capping, because how do you think I pay the rent here? How do you think I keep the lights on? How do you think I get this equipment? How do you think we do all these things? We do that because we have money. So a lot of people are in short supply, we'll say. So they're taking their grind, their day job, their career, and they're applying that same energy, that same mindset of we need to get money to their hobby. Why am I saying all of this? You may be asking, like, what's the point, Darshaun? Give me the sauce already. You're egging me on. I think a lot of people, myself included, when I started doing this camera stuff as my hobby, you do it because you love it. That being said, over the last 3 months of my life, I've had to do the business side of turning my hobby into an actual career. That's creating a business plan. That's doing marketing strategy. That's trying to figure out what content I need to make to get out there and get people to know me, get people to know what I do, and get people to know what I can do for them. Because when you're just doing this for fun, like I said, for me, doing photos primarily, but some video and graphics as well as a convenient upcharge, I might add, but also I wanted to stand independently as on its own. It's a different like way to look at it. You know, going from, oh, I'm just doing this because it keeps me entertained, it's fun, it's this or that. When you're trying to do it for money, it like takes away some of the novelty of trying to find new techniques to express yourself or this or that, because you're so worried about, oh my God, like how do I get another client in? Like I'm $1,000 short, I won't be able to pay rent this month. Because like I said, over these last 3 months, I've been in the process of doing that. And let me tell you, it's hard, okay? A lot of people are experiencing this because people have always had a second job or this or that. But you know, me, I work a full-time job, like 35, 40 hours a week. I drive the bus, okay? I'm using my third college degree, a CDL. That being said, I do not want to do that for the rest of my life. So I'm actively in the process of working on my career, which is doing stuff with cameras, in front of cameras, behind cameras, not as an entertainer, but just a person who documents moments for others to see, care about, remember, so on and so forth. Because a big part of figuring out your business is figuring out what problems you solve. And when it comes from, like when you come from the grind, you know, where you're just showing up, clocking in, clocking out, you don't really know what you're doing. You're just working. You're making big pebbles and big rocks into little rocks, okay? To your hobby where you can get in-depth, nitty-gritty type stuff because it's what you actually want to do with your life. When you then apply the grind mindset to what you love doing, let me tell y'all, from personal experience, it takes all the fun out of it. It doesn't make it something that you want to do really in your free time. You'd rather just sit up and watch a YouTube video. You'd rather just, I don't know, sit in the quiet and do nothing because you're finally having a moment where you're not overstimulated. I say all of that to say though that the grind culture, you know, the topic of this video, the doing what you love and transitioning that into something that can provide you with a check is not for everyone. You need to understand that the grind is not for everyone. The grind is for those who are incredibly motivated in life. The grind is for those who are so above average, so below average, so not what everyone else is doing, because you need to think different to maneuver in these ways. And notice how I said below average as well, okay? Because don't get it twisted. Some of the grind, especially when you're grinding what you love, like doing photos or videos for money, is strategic delusion, okay? You need to be a little, I'm not gonna say twisted in the head, but I'm gonna say a little twisted in the head, because you gotta fake it till you make it. It's probably gonna be a subpar standard of living, especially when you're self-employed. I almost said unemployed, because that's how it feels sometimes. But when you're self-employed, like, you're gonna work longer hours. You're not gonna get paid as much. You're gonna have more stress in your life. And that's why a lot of people give up. That's why a lot of people work a W-2 job. And that's why I don't have a problem with that. I've said in the last 3 months, working on my personal brand, the Positivity God, and figuring out how I wanted to come back and make content and all of that this year, like, it's been a struggle. It's been a grind, because it's what I was doing for fun, but now I'm trying to do it for not money, but like obviously money, but also to help people, you know, and actually make it more purposeful in nature rather than just something I did when I had free time. Those are two drastically different things. Same thing with the business. I remember taking photos on my phone or stealing my mom's cameras in the early 2010s, late 2000s, stuff like that. And just having fun with it, seeing what I could do, using different techniques, trying the newest trends, stuff like that. Now I got to get criticized that my work doesn't look good to you. You signed the contract. But it's a whole thing. I say all of that to say that it is a process, okay, that a lot of people would rather just not go through. And that's why I'm not mad when people just want to work a W-2 job. W-2 jobs are great. You can make a lot of money doing it, and you can also not make a lot of money doing it, but be fulfilled nonetheless. And that's the goal. Do you contribute how you would want to contribute to the world? Because a lot of people try to do this entrepreneurial thing, and they don't know what they're signing up for. But like I said, and it's the main topic of this video, the grind is not for everyone. So yeah, let's get personal now. Play that section. Now that we're personal, I had to switch hands. I was getting passionate over here. You see how much sweat is on this mic? Oh my God. What do I have here? Oh my God, I was writing quick. Oh yeah. I already briefly mentioned the first topic, which was these last few months of my life. Now that we're getting personal, okay, now that we're past the main topic, the real ones are here, you know, the two people that'll probably still be listening 18 minutes in. Shout out to my mom. You're here. Appreciate you. Love you a long time. That being said, these last few months of doing the business have been tough because, as I said in the main topic, I got started in all of this because I like doing the camera stuff. I like doing photos. I like doing videos. I like editing that stuff, you know. What I struggle with, because I didn't know how to do it until now, and I'm still trying to figure it out, which is equally as hard, is this business side of it. Understanding that, like, I need to know about marketing. I need to be able to get leads in the door. I need to know how to sell to those people. I need to know how to have a great product or service, you know. And I've been doing that for the last 3 months, so much so that I haven't been creating anything. I took my hobby that I was doing on the side for fun here and there whenever I had a chance, or I'd make a skit for YouTube or this or that, and I just threw it out the window because I realized that 80% of business is not even that. Like, if I were to be a successful, like, 100,000, like, you know, 6-figure or 7-figure plus, you know, photographer, videographer, like, agency owner, whatever you want to call it, 90% of my time is not going to be behind the camera. It's going to be behind a dang computer screen, taking emails, you know, doing Zoom calls, you know, learning new skills that have nothing to do with this creative aspect. And to be honest with you, I can't wait till I have money so I can pay someone else to do that. Personally, like, can I do it? Yes. Do I have to know how to do it now? Obviously, I don't have a team. But as soon as I can, most definitely, because I love to create. I'd rather be behind the camera. I'd rather be out in the real world, making people feel good about themselves, solving problems, capturing moments, and letting people know that what they provide to this world, which is themselves, is sufficient, and hyping them up and such. So look a lot for that. The other thing I wanted to say that informed this whole episode was just my life is amazing, y'all. I'm not saying that to brag or, do this or that. I'm just saying in general, like every now and then when I walk out to my car, or I get back to my apartment, or I have a conversation with one of my family group chats or something, and I see all my siblings and we're all talking, or my great grandmother, she just turned 98. Maybe I should have put that in the time capsule too. Something slight. She's 98 as of last Tuesday. That's insane. My life is great. My bloodline is cool. I'm glad we're all trying to communicate with one another. It's not perfect. Obviously, family is never perfect, but if there's no fighting or whatever, doesn't mean that that means no one cares enough to test your loyalty, or however you want to say it. So that's all I got for the Let's Get Personal section. That being said, let's move to the last section. Okay, this is my favorite animation I've made, and this is where I'm gonna say what I was about to say, because it's time for some wisdom from your OG.
Wisdom from your OG.
All right, it was fire, right? I mean, seeing the CD come out of the... Come on, man, let me cook. Hey, come on. Hey, let me just go watch it again real quick. Watch it again real quick.
Wisdom from your OG.
I'm sorry. That's the hardest thing I've ever made in my life. Respectfully, that's gas, okay? Freaking gas. But wisdom from your OG now. Moral of the story of this whole episode is just understand, last week I was talking about that it's okay to not be okay. And that's still true. But it's okay to quit, okay? It's okay to understand when you signed up for too much and you got to say no. Like I said, this is what we're going to be talking about next week, is the power of saying no. But I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into that and just say that, in life, whether we like to know it or not, are presented with a multitude of options, okay? Do we do we speak to this person or not? Do I go there or not? Do I talk about this or not? Do I raise my hand and answer the question and look like a smart kid or not? Just pick something, y'all. And if you sign up for too much, just say, no, I don't want to do that. But at least you tried. And that being said, try in life. That's the wisdom from your OG. Because like I said, next week, the power of saying no. But before you could say no, you need to try, okay? Oh my goodness. I'm still not even halfway through this rabbit hole of this back-end business stuff, because I still got, I got more documents to print out, or I got to understand and finish my taxes, because I didn't even do that last week, because it turned out to be a little bit more complicated than I thought, because of write-offs and what can I write off and what was personal money and what was business money. Obviously, I'm not intermingling funds, but sometimes when you're buying equipment, you got to make sure what was spent with business money, and what did I buy with my personal W-2 money. Obviously, it all gets taxed the same at the end of the day as a single member LLC, but it's a whole thing. And I wouldn't have known any of this, or I wouldn't have known that I didn't like this, or if I had to do this again, I'm saying hell no, if I didn't try. So wisdom from your OG, go try new things. Go talk to that girl. Go outside and do a snowman naked. I don't know. Go drink that strange beverage from 3 countries over. I don't know. Just go try stuff. Obviously, don't go try crack cocaine. Okay, maybe don't try heroin. There are bounds to this. You're a smart, intelligent person if you're watching this, so I know you understand some things. But I digress. You're an adult, most likely. You're your own person, most likely. So go do you. Live your life for yourself and go try something new. With all that being said, it's time for the outro. I actually don't have an animation for that. So that's it. Make sure you like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hate, comment, follow, unfollow. I don't really care what you do. You can even share or report this. As long as you're doing what you want to do, that's all we care about. This has been a Darshaun Smith production. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, also known as Senor Positivo for the Espanol speakers. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to do that whole part in Spanish, and I do want to learn some Spanish in my life, because if we're gonna be conquered by Mexico in the next few years, we gotta assimilate to the culture. I'm just joking. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. This episode, pretty good overall. Not too shaky. Main topic, a little shaky. But I think I got the point across, because the mental fog is gone. So with all that being said, that's 25 minutes. We out. Doses. Woo! Bing bong. Side note, hey, for those who are watching, how do you like the wide angle lens on the kitchen view? I got some of my artwork in the back. Look at my big old hands. And yeah, big light over there, LED light right here. Things are great. So, goodbye.
I'm in my G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up, home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, high lows to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing I claim.